the other almost hopeless, but not affording Walker across to meet him. Sissoko did effect a cross. Eriksson was patrolling in front of Hutton.
What you want to see, this is what the Villa fans want to see. I mean, it's
Scott trying to pick away through to Eriksson, and Kane ahead of him. Lamella's threaded it through for Harry Kane, who
couldn't take on, and this is just a lovely ball for that. Guzan has done well to a point. Here they go again.
Lamella for Eriksson, who's gone for goal or otherwise.
Yeah, I think it's a no excuses day. Simple as that. I think Pochettino's
of trend.
Yeah, and I mentioned Jordan Ayew for Villa on the
running away from Ayew. Walker's firm cross, shade too firm. Dele Alli, and now Lamella drove it against a Corey. Right, Dele Alli poked away by Lescott to Ali again.
Midweek, and what transpired.
And those fans know what the first 11 is. Sissoko. And Rose had to be wary.
I think best would save it.
Hutton for Vertu and Gested. Alderweireld. Kane's offside once more. Passing away from Eriksson. Moved in for Gested. Shepherded out by Dyer. Eriksson! Always fading away.
Been just inside the post. I think the American can get a hand to it.
Vertu. And out by Alderweireld.
The stadium to see the empty seats, and I think a lot of Villa fans have lost faith already.
Ayew. Charged out by Wimmer. Came down. And his cross is deflected behind off Dyer for a corner. Carles Hill, a hint at Gested, who got up high but was...
Yeah, he's jumped into Dyer.
Rose, Kane! Somehow Guzan got a limb in the win,
but I think he's done extremely well to get a leg to it. And again, it didn't kind of hesitate, just first time in, and I suppose...
Got there too now. Rose with the back header. There too was interested. Wimmer was by Sissoko, out weakly by Dyer, and Vertu hooked his volley wide.
Type of position, but he's not delivering enough. So the quality of...
So it's Dele Alli. It's Harry Kane for Tottenham, and Guzan has pulled off another.
It's fairly direct. I mean, again, this is too easy for him. The anticipation to read it. Kane's just tried to steer it a little wide of him. And that's a good block.
Hutton.
That's a bit lively.
Off his wrong side. Soko's given it to Kane, and Kane's gone for goal. And pulled it the better.
But
Carles Hill. Vertu lost his bearings. Sissoko. Lamella hits the post, and Hutton scrambles it away.
Hands on the head, but I mean, look at the room that Walker's afforded. They're coming back off the post. It was a good stop to begin with, with that left.
Who's hard at the back of Wimmer. Rose scrapes it out. Steered on by Lamella. Taken up by Walker. Kyle Walker. Guzan's behind that.
So it wasn't his most difficult we've seen today. I think
can't keep it in. And they are stuck in this awkward no-man's land, Villa. Got entangled with Ayew.
And Ayew, because for me, he hasn't been alert enough in dealing with Walker.
It is reminding me a bit of Norwich against Manchester City yesterday.
Got to be kind of more aware, and I think he's got to get much closer to and measured.
Ghana has drawn a challenge.
Little up.
Oh! That is a really crisp hit for it beautifully.
Well, Harry Kane ended up in the one closest to him, and Harry Kane just stood up.
Lamella plays it in. Guzan's having one of those days.
Sort his feet out and get across to it. Nobody was in his way to impede. I mean, it's a good tackle on Dembele.
Very on half-time. The would-be champ.
Given good players come alive when the ball goes dead. Couldn't come inside on his right foot this time. He has the confidence to go at it. Guzan can do very little about this one. It's wide of him, and as good as he's got as well, Harry Kane. And that thread of running in behind, I mean, it's...
Went beyond Dyer. Gess couldn't fire goalward. Fair two. Picked up kindly for...
in towards the centre of the goal, and it's an easy take after a bounce.
Ali. Kane, of course! Kane again. That's how many?
Yeah, well, one skill gave it away, or feed it back to him, but it doesn't matter. It's found his way to Kane. And again, it's great run, because, you know, it didn't come at him easily, and yet he's just managed to...
Fair two again. Out by Alderweireld. Kane. Harry Kane could follow in those footsteps. Dyer looking to feed.
And do you know what, though? I mean, and credit to...
With Aston Villa as they seek to build from border. Broken up with split. Go wide again from Ericsson. First there is Rose. Played it against Hutton and won Tottenham. Corey vigorous enough in the challenge.
I mean, Alderweireld has been superb at the back, as had Vertonghen.
Kyle Walker! Kuzan was necessarily strong. It was close.
Jordan Ayew now, I think there's been a kind of a half-heart, but this is great running from the fullback who's been doing it all.
Just dead. Ericsson was where he needed to be. Lamela went for goal. Struck a Corey and earlier.
Just now, and in waiting. Yeah.
Ericsson's take, Kuzan's knuckle. Minded to shoot. Dele Alli let it slip away.
Well, I just wonder whether Ayew will be the one who...
Hutton. Of it, Walker. Away from Green, Kyle Walker against the Corey. And Lamela. Snapped away by Lescott, who can lift it back in. But only into the arms of Rose wins his battle with Ayew. Well, here's the first little dark cloud on Tottenham's Sinclair. A well-timed sliding tackle by Boko's throw. Oh, that's a good turn and an audacious hit from Rudy.
From Aston Villa on the day. This is a great take under pressure from Walker as well.
Here comes Wimmer, taking no prisoners. Took the ball cleanly too.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really good challenge from Wimmer. And nice to see that.
But they have themselves to look after. There's an intervention from a Corey, which is not deemed about. Here's Ali. Corey straight.
Incredible.
Ericsson. Lamela. And it'll come back to Ericsson. His volley was always... Ericsson appreciated by the... Foul by Dembele. Some Spaghetti Junction on the scoreline. Well through for Ayew, who is offside. He's done well to sneak in behind here, Ayew. He's hit the post and Chestnut's hit the bar.
He didn't put it in, but this is good strength, yeah, upright to begin with. And just dead can only find another.
Carroll, and getting it back from Carroll, Harry Kane, and then... Green's cross, Wimmer is taking no chances.
That's a very good delivery.
Decent delivery, Chestnut, and Lescott has failed to score.
And the back, I think, given it as a goal kick in the end. And again, how is he...
Foul on Hutton. Gunner, and Gunner's got it back. He couldn't feed in Sinclair. He's by the penalty spot. Carroll plays it in. Lescott repels it.
The bottle.
So Spurs then, are they your first favourites?